What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Clubhouse. It is the guy that everyone loves to hate, your boy, the Crooked Commish. I hope you guys had a fun day of football here, but now it's time to get to our game, the game we all been waiting for all damn day. It's time to bear the fuck down. So thank you guys for tuning us. Tuning into us. Please remember to hit that like button, share, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you have done so, thank you. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in the rest of my crew here so we can break down the Bears versus Houston, talk a little about what our division opponents did to this afternoon, and then also talk about what happened the last game. So let me go ahead and bring in one of our members here, and we'll just start off with the guy who's amped up the most about the Bears in this game tonight. Go and bring in Amp. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good, Crooked Commish. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Just been nice and patient all night waiting for this game.
This is it, baby. Bear down. Bear down. As always, bear down. I'm not with that claw yet, but bear down, baby. We've been waiting all day for this one. You've been waiting all day for this one. Yes, indeed. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, and I remember last week you said you weren't down with that claw, and you needed Caleb Williams to have a hell of a game for you to come back today to be able to feel comfortable doing this shit, because he did not have have the breakout game that we were all expecting and hoping for.
No, we're gonna get to that though. We're gonna get to that. I have a few thoughts on that. You know what I mean? We'll get to it.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and bring in. Oh, see, that's a lovely jersey back there. No truer
Packers suck. Packers suck always. I wore that one to a game once. A home game once, and man, people were stopping, taking pictures and everything. That right there, exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Commish. And I don't use profanity, but yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it a kid-friendly show, at least for the time being.
But as long as you can, man. As long as you can.
Let's go ahead and bring in our last member that's waiting in the background there. It's been a while since we've seen him. He made a long trip from Chicago, moved all the way down in my neck of the woods to Arizona here. So we want to welcome back Chicago Clubhouse personal chef, Coach Chef. How you doing? Can't hear you, Coach Chef.
Can't hear you.
Might be on mute. No. Yeah, the headset didn't work.
My mic's off.
There we go.
Had the mic on.
Now we got
Still rusty.
Still rusty. There you go.
So
what's going on, Coach?
Sunny Arizona,
what's going
everybody. Nothing much. How you fellas doing?
We're good.
Good. Feeling great. Feeling great.
Oh, good. So it's good to be back. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to glow a little bit. I'm the original OG at this point of the pregame or midweek report. we keep changing the demo, but it's all right. It's good to see you, gentlemen. It's good to see anyone who chimed in with us today, who's going to chime in this afternoon, because as me and Crooked could say, it's 4:00 Mountain Standard Time. It's 4:00. And if you think in the Midwest it's weird for y'all, it sure the hell weird for me, because I only been here since June. So I'm still getting acclimated. Yes, you use profanity. Thanks, Frank.
I'm
still getting acclimated. Yeah, I'm still getting acclimated to this time thing, because it's really weird, bro. I've been up since 7:00 this morning. It's so weird to be up at 7:00 just to watch ESPN, the Sunday countdown. It's just weird, man. I'm so exhausted already. It's 4:00, and I was like, bro, I need a nap. I need a nap. Amp, it's good to see you, brother. I'm so sorry we couldn't connect before I got out of town. But for those who have moved across country before or moved in general, especially if you moved out of state, man, that last month, last 2 weeks as the countdown goes on, man, it gets crazy.
Well, it's just good to see you, bro. How's the family? How's everybody doing?
Family's good. Family's settling in. My oldest son is enjoying school so far. He's been a little homesick for his friends, but he's good. My youngest is 2. He don't know the difference. He's just still terrorizing my household, no matter what state I'm in, no matter what area code I'm in, no matter what time zone I'm in. My lady's doing good. And my mother-in-law's here.
Yes, she is.
So, that's all I got to say.
We won't get into that too much. Let's go ahead and let's get refocused back on the Bears and stuff.
But yeah.
So let's talk about what happened. Last week's game was certainly a thriller. I was telling the guys on the Tuesday show, it really did take me back to the old Bears games back in the 2000s where we got nothing from the offense and it all came from the special teams and the defense.
Man, 2000s.
Coach Chef.
That's been the Bears since forever. That's been the Bears since forever. The 2000s. You mean last season? The season before that? 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 It was literally an atypical Bears game.
Yeah,
I don't remember the last time we had an offensive explosion. It's been a while. Maybe when we played Houston several years ago when they were bad.
Against Tampa when Trubisky threw those 6 touchdowns.
Tampa. Yep, 6 touchdowns with Mitchell Trubisky. Yeah,
right.
Bro, I could break. I remember previewing that game and doing the review of that game. That they were the 29th. Never mind. He's no longer here. This doesn't matter. It's okay. All I know is it was an atypical Bears game.
Yeah. Amp, what did you think of last Sunday's game against the Titans?
Well, I pretty much called it. I said it was going to be a nail biter. I said that I did expect more from number 18, but watching that debacle, it just took me back to like I said, Bears of old, and that play calling had me thinking. Now this is just what I was thinking. Like those plays were for Bajan. That was a Bajan game. You know what I mean? All that underneath, all that short stuff, not trusting the kids to drop back and drop the dime. Maybe they know something we don't, because I had higher expectations. Even though he was a rookie and it was his first game, I had much, much higher expectations, as I stated last week, for the rookie. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't expecting that. And I definitely wasn't expecting that offensive line to be as bad. I did say offensive line last week, but I wasn't thinking like that, man. That was just, oh my goodness. That was horrible. Yeah. It was horrendous. Still suck at the center position, still weak at the left tackle position. It's just horrible. And for Poles to be a general manager, not just a general manager, but a former offensive lineman. Yeah. Come on, man. That's my opinion. I thought it was just bad. It was just bad Bears football, man. Just bad.
Yeah, it was an ugly win.
Predictable.
Yeah, it was. And like I said, Caleb Williams' just overall performance was very underwhelming. I was definitely at least hoping he would break over 100 yards passing. So the fact that he didn't even quite get there, and there was just some little things that were good, but they were just like crumbs. They were crumbs, it felt like, as far as the no turnovers, which is like, okay, that's good, but he was off. He had a chance there to get a touchdown 2 times with Keenan Allen. The one time he overthrew him, and then the second time Keenan Allen just dropped the ball in the end zone. So that was kind of brutal and stuff. But like I said, overall,
predictable.
You know what, Commish? Looking at the Rook, I'm thinking like run. There was a couple of times, quite a few times in the games where he had a clean pocket to gain some yards, and he would not run. And I don't know if that's because I'm only guessing. I don't know if that's because the Bears fandom are used to that other quarterback taking off and running, You know what I'm saying? And I don't want him. I don't want the Rook to be a running quarterback. But when it's there, you need to take it. You need to take it. You need to take those yards, especially when you're having a game like that. You know what I mean? He couldn't hit the barn, you know, with a beach ball, man. You know what I'm saying? The side of a barn with a beach ball last week. I mean, it was really a Tyson Bagent game plan. And one more thing, and then I'm gonna ship it off to you, Coach Chef. What the heck is Velvet Jones still doing on this team?
Oh,
boy. I mentioned that last week, and what'd you tell me, Coach Chef?
I'm Velvet Jones.
Yeah, that guy.
Versatility.
Is that what you?
I'm not gonna. You're not. There's nothing anyone can tell me until he's no longer here that he doesn't provide versatility. Yes, the fumbles are a problem. I can admit that as a former player and as a former high school coach. The turnovers are horrendous, but the versatility he provides is the only reason why he's on the team. If you watch Hard Knocks, so you understand the dynamic of the 53-man roster and his being able to play running back and receiver. Obviously, the experiment of the things that he was supposed to be good at coming out of Tennessee and USC was supposed to be his number one shining arc was kickoff punt return. It was kickoff punt return, his 4.4 sub 4.40. And those were the really two things. It was his potential. It was his potential because of his speed and his versatility. But as we all know, as our rookie quarterback showed us, this is the NFL. These are the elite players. So when you make minor mistakes that don't show up as much in college or high school, they're definitely going to shine throughout in the NFL. As far as Bayless goes, and as far as the offense goes, Caleb was off, obviously, but I think the game plan by Waldron.
Yeah.
I think the game plan was awful. You didn't run the ball. You could say, well, they didn't run the ball well. Well, he's a rookie. He's a rookie, so run the ball until it hurts, and then you play action. But when they went play action, it was the same. Turn my back to the defense play action instead of getting him. Hey, why don't you get him on a boot? Like, make the early throws easy. You're throwing the ball deep. I know he checked the Keenan Allen play. If you go back and watch the All-22, he actually checks the Keenan Allen to do the out and up. Instead of putting the ball on him, he puts air under it and he oversells him. And then when he was in trouble with throwing the ball down the field, you wouldn't give him something like a quick slant. Like, where's the quick game at? We raved about the problem with Justin was Justin could not get the ball out. The Tuesday show, every show that we talked about Bears football was always, where's the quick game with Justin Fields? Well, where's the quick game with the quarterback with the quick release? You know, last week he had the fastest snap to release time in the NFL in less than 3 seconds. He was the fastest quarterback from catching the snap in shotgun or receiving the snap to getting the ball out of his hands. So if he's the fastest, why aren't we doing faster, like quicker plays? Where's the slant? Where's the bubbles? Like, even the screens they ran were just like repetitive. Like, Waldron made me think of the guy who just left us, who went to the Raiders, who I believe the rumor said has it. He's already lost his play calling duties. It's like Waldron. It was like having Getsy all over again. So I blame the game plan.
No, I disagree.
It was the exact same game plan.
You want to handle that, Commish, or shall I?
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I disagree. Right.
Why?
First of all, as I stated at the beginning of the show, that game plan was for Tyson Bagent, and that rookie, number 18, getting the ball out of his hand quickly. It's one thing to get the ball out of your hands quickly. It's another to know where you're going with the ball. If you can't read defenses, it doesn't matter how fast you get the ball out of your hand. And most important, let me circle back around to that Velvet Jones thing. I don't care how fast. I don't care how fast you are. That's the same thing I said last week as far as Velvet Jones. I don't care how fast you are. It does no good if you can't hold the ball. It does us no good if he can't hold the ball. And
we're not going to disagree on
what? Check this out. Go ahead, Commish.
I was just wondering, do you think he is completely lost his job in kick return, or do you think there's a chance we still might see one more him out there tonight, like given like one more kind of shot?
We've got 16 games left. I don't think he's completely lost that job. it would be unrealistic, because if he's completely lost his job, and if all your backs are healthy, and he's completely lost his kickoff job, then there would be literally no point to have him active for the active roster and on the team. So you would probably see a demotion to being inactive, which you would bring up Scott or the Colin kid from Texas, the 6'6" kid. Because if he can only be the fifth running back or the fourth running back, because even Travis Homer got carries, which was preposterous. That Travis Homer, Herbert, and Bayless all matched carries with 2 carries apiece. So we didn't run the ball enough.
And
Swift had 10 carries. Swift had 10 carries. So we didn't even run the ball 20 times. That's the first part of the game plan that bothered me, which would be even anti Tyson Bagent, because we didn't even run the ball 20 times with the guys who we have. We have all these running backs. We have 5 running backs on the roster, 4 or 5. Well, Roshan was inactive. So 4 running backs on the active roster for last game. They all combined for less than 20 carries. That's absurd if you believe you have a strong running game. A running game was ranked top 10 the past 2 years. Now, Justin was a big forge of that, but still they ranked number 2, top 5, 2 consecutive years. So we're not running the ball. We're not setting up the play action. You can't run play action if you're running 2 yards a clip. Who's going to respect the run if you're averaging 2.5 yards? And then to follow that, with Bayless, if you don't believe, it wouldn't make any sense theoretically to say that if Bayless has no more value as a kickoff returner, if you're going to bench him for the remainder of 16 games, and then he's your 4th running back, then you wouldn't activate him. It would be worth activating. He didn't take no snaps at receiver.
Right.
Check this out. First of all, they must need him. They must, because he's proven time and time again, be it last year and already the first game of this year, that he cannot hold the ball. He cannot secure that ball. He's proven it. We're not making this up. If we were, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If he could hold on to the ball, we wouldn't be having this conversation. We wouldn't have. Show me again. What is it, Commish? What is it?
What's it?
Yeah. Why do we have that? That's not from last week. We didn't just start playing that last week.
We started playing that when he got drafted. It's cute and it's funny. I mean,
you can't teach. I said that you can't teach speed, but you can teach. Funny. You can teach the receiver how to secure the ball. You know what I mean? And that kid doesn't have it. We can blame Waldron on the play calling all we want. We can blame him. I said it in the beginning that it seemed like a Tyson Bagent game plan. All underneath, and even underneath, Velvet couldn't catch the ball. On them short routes, on them slants, he couldn't catch the ball. Man, the guy is useless. He's useless. And I'm not blaming Waldron. I'm blaming Poles for him. I'm talking about for Velvet, for having him on that team. I'm blaming Poles.
You can't. Yeah. He's the GM. He can't hit on everything. He can't hit on every draft pick. He can't hit on every trade. He's been here 3 years. And if you want to do a counterbalance of pros and cons,
and he's done what?
Bayless is, if he turns out to not come to fruition, we still have the seeds of everything else that Poles has done. Poles failed on the trade for the 6'4" receiver from Pittsburgh. He failed on that. He failed on some other draft picks. Like, no GM is 100% in anything that they do. But Poles is still the best GM the Bears have had in the past 15, 20 years. That's
not saying he's not.
But
not saying he's
not. If he's missed, he's missed. Like, GMs miss all the time.
Not saying he didn't. Not saying that he's perfect. I'm saying 2 years. 2 years. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm saying KC traded for a guy who was the same type of guy, quick, fast guy who dropped a lot of passes last year. And where is he now? He's not on the Kansas City Chiefs. So they missed. They corrected by drafting some more guys, getting some more guys, Hollywood Brown, Sheen Rice, those type of guys. And they just moved on. So if Bayless doesn't turn out to be anything of a Poles once, he'll be gone. And then in a couple of years, we won't even remember his name unless he shows up on somebody else's team. Unless he shows up on somebody else's team scoring touchdowns, which has happened to the Bears before.
We'll remember because he should have been gone this year.
You know how you won't remember. I can prove it to you. How you won't remember. Who was the receiver 3 or 4 years ago who got a personal foul penalty for fighting on the field. His relative plays wide receiver in the league. What's that guy's name?
Mims?
Wrong. Exactly. You don't remember. It was Calvin Ridley's brother. No one remembers because he ain't on the fucking team no more. No one remembers.
Calvin Ridley's brother was a bust coming in. His brother was a bust coming in as a rookie. Yes, he was.
You're proving. I didn't disagree with you. I said you're proving my point. He was a mid to late round draft pick who people wanted to give a shot, and he proved that he wasn't good enough. So when we let him go, it's 3. And that's why it's 3 years later. No one remembers him. You just said we'll remember Bayless.
He wasn't on the team for 3 years either. He wasn't on the team for 3 years either. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
All
right. Next. So,
go ahead, Chef.
No, I was going to say. So we squeak out a win playing old school Bears football, defense, special teams. That special teams plus it does kind of look like 2000 version. Are you sure I'm not the one echoing?
Yeah, you sound good. You're fine. You may be echoing your own ears, but you're not echoing to us. You're good.
But we come out with a win. In the NFL or any walk of life, sometimes a win is a win no matter how you get it. If they would have won 2-0, it's still a win. You got to improve because we got 16 games. The NFL is a short lifespan. You got to turn over and you got to keep it rolling. So what can you improve on? We got a center out today. Bates is inactive. Other update news. Exactly. So we won't see him for 4 to 5 weeks. Keenan Allen and Odunze are game time decisions. Odunze, he's seen doctors that said his knee is structurally sound. That's not me making it up. That's a quote from doctors. Odunze said, so he may play tonight. Blasingame, the fullback, won't play. So instead of us having 4 running backs active plus a tight end, we're probably only going to have 4 running backs active. So that means we're going to need more tight end support. Something that Waldron didn't do is he didn't use the tight ends enough. Last week's game,
enough. He didn't use a tight end at all last week. That's not enough.
That's my point.
We're agreeing.
We're agreeing. He did not. I think for the first time since Cole Kmet has been a tight end on the Bears, he's been outsnapped by another tight end, but both of them combined for less than 4 catches. So you're not using your tight ends, but all in the preseason, all we heard about Shane Waldron, how he loves 13 personnel, how he loves 12 personnel. He loves tight ends, yet they weren't on the field. If we have blocking issues, why weren't? Yeah, he had 1 catch. My point is, combined, him and Jared Everett had about 2 catches for less than 10 yards. I think Jared Everett has a catch for -4 on a tight end screen. Where have we seen that play call before? Right. It's the offensive coordinator who coaches for the Raiders. It looked like a Getsy play call game. So we don't have we're down a tight end. We're down a center. We're down a fullback. Davis is going to play. Apparently, Davis is going to play the entire game at guard now. Yep. So we're really going to see what's going on. And it's about what incremental steps have we made as a coaching staff? Have they made as a coaching staff to improve this game? Can we keep this game close enough to fight for a win?
See, and I think that's going to be the tricky issue because I was looking at it. What happened with Houston last week? They played the Colts, and they went up against Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is a better running back than Swift, and he struggled against Houston. He barely got even 50 yards. I don't think he got 50 yards. Mm-hmm. So if he had trouble running against this defense, now I'm really worried about our team because considering we don't have as good of backs and our line isn't nearly as good, considering now that we're missing Bates too, and we're going to have to deal with Nate. I'm not sure how successful we are going to be running the ball tonight, unfortunately. So I hope they don't give up on it super early, but it may be harder to get yards tonight than it did last week.
It's going to be hard, Commish, going up against Will Anderson and Hunter. The Texans front 7 is deep, right. And when you got, like I said, Anderson and Hunter. Yeah, it's gonna be rough trading tonight. Every yard is gonna be hard fought. Yeah, I like their front 7, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know, maybe like Coach Jeff said, maybe use the tight ends more. You know what I'm saying? That game plan last week, remedial. You know what I'm saying? It was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah. if they come out looking just as flat tonight as they did last week, then we're gonna get crushed pretty much. So,
a lot of it was on the rook. A lot of it was on the rook. I'm not saying like the Bears' offensive line was stout by any means, but a lot of that was on number 18. A lot of that was incisiveness, didn't know where to go. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know what to do with the ball. You know what I'm saying? Do I run? Do I stay? You know what I'm saying? Oh no, I'm not going to run because they'll label me a running quarterback. That's what I was thinking that he was thinking that, because he had plenty of lanes where he could gain 10, 15 yards and trying to sidearm the ball. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
and the receiver is wide open.
Afraid to be an athlete. I agree.
Yeah,
he has to not be afraid to be an athlete. So
yeah.
Caleb is not the elite athlete that Justin or a lot of other quarterbacks who we know can run, or you would design a run for, but he's athletic enough to design a run for. He's not going to run the ball 20 times for 70 yards. But if we could get him on the move, since he's supposed to be really good at what? Another thing that he was supposed to be better than Justin. He was supposed to be better at throwing the ball on the move.
On the run. On the run.
So
Yep.
If you get to a narrow side of the field to a wide side, if you're going to boot him out instead of just turning his back, if you just, an old school sprint out where you give him 3 options, you give him a vertical, you give him an intermediate, and you give him a shallow. In fact, a great example of that, I don't know if they ran that film for the Tuesday show or even the show for Easy Does It on Friday, but that boot that DJ called out of bounds where he kind of hurt himself. That was a play call that they should have ran a few more times. Run that a couple more times. Run it to the left, run it to the right. You don't have to play action to run a sprint out or a boot to the right or the left to get the quarterback in moving, the pocket moving, if you're afraid that the line's bad or not as good. I would disagree slightly on one thing. Am said, I think the left tackle did pretty damn good, actually. The problem is really with the interior. You've been on Braxton Jones from the get-go. Braxton Jones, excuse me, league round is an average tackle. He's an average tackle. No. I'm not making that up.
Hold on.
I'm talking about our left tackle. No.
Into that
Braxton Jones?
Just real quick. Hold on, real quick. So the stuff has come out. Keenan Allen is out for this game. Velus Jones is inactive for the game. So it looks like Tyler Scott has probably got the bump up there. But Keenan Allen and Velus are out for this game.
Now, what did I just say? Keenan Allen is out. They elevated Colin Johnson, I believe, from the practice squad.
Yes,
I like that kid.
Yep.
I like him.
Okay, because of the heel injury. Velus is inactive. I just said it not even 10 minutes ago. If he's being demoted from special teams and you don't need 4 running backs, what's the first move? The first move is to make him inactive. I didn't even know he was going to be inactive.
Check this out.
But that's the first move, right?
Let's rewind that. Check this out. I don't want to be that guy. But let's rewind that. Because Velus should have been inactive last week, and Johnson should have been active. Whatever, man. Whatever. Velus should not be on the active roster. Point blank. Period. That's at all.
Well,
at all. And check it out. And this
might be numbered.
This is not just me. I know I'm not the only one. That believes that Velus should not be on this team.
There are 31 teams in the NFL. Fan bases say that all the time. It doesn't make it true. The fact remains that he is. So
I have no clue. I have no clue about the other 31.
He's on the inactive roster for this game. If he remains to be on the inactive roster, then guess what? Like I said, in a couple of years, it won't matter. It won't matter.
Because I don't care about the other 31 teams. Not my concern. I care about the Bears. The Bears.
It's all hindsight.
And why? See, this was a smart move. Yeah, hindsight is it's 2020. Whatever. Bailey shouldn't be on the team. Point blank. Period. Active or inactive.
Real quick, well,
that's my opinion.
Go ahead. Before we get into our predictions, go ahead, Jeff.
No, I was going to say, so things we should be worried about
Chef,
from
did you want
Houston,
to say something real
obviously.
quick?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
You're good. Okay. No, I was going to say quick things we have to worry about for Houston, obviously, is they put up 400 yards versus the Colts. They put up 200 yards rushing and passing. They have a very good offense. They have a very good coaching staff. They have a lot of talent offensively and defensively. So even before prediction about the score, I think staying competitive is the main goal for tonight, and showing that we can improve offensively and then we can maintain defensively, being the great defense we're becoming to be as the Bears defense is becoming.
I think stopping Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs and Nico. I think that's the main concern of the Bears. Stopping them boys. Mixon averaging 5 yards a carry. Yeah, I think that defense is going to have to step up again. I'm giving it all to the defense again this week. You know what I'm saying? And to the kid,
it needs to do that.
Until the kid shows that he can handle this, it's all defense, baby. It's all defense. Defense is going to have to carry this team. I said they were going to go 4-1 or 5-0, and this is it. This is the proven game. If they can get past this one, if the Bears can get past the Texans, we can possibly go 5-0. Because looking at Indy, that's a very winnable game.
Yeah,
that's a very winnable game.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I think Richardson is struggling. I still think that the Colts game is winnable. This is going to be a good test tonight, because going against Jonathan Taylor next week, we're going to have our hands full again with the run game. So, real quick, before we get further into it, and we get into our scores, we did, Chef and I did want to kind of look at the other teams within our division, just talk briefly with them to see how they did and how they looked. One of the guys that we were expecting not to look really good at all, but looked decent, was Love's backup in Malik Willis. The Packers ended up beating the Colts today, 16-10. So for the most part, they kind of controlled that game. And Malik Willis didn't look half bad, actually. So it was a little surprising for me.
Well, I was a little surprised, man. And the surprise doesn't come from the Packers. It came from the Colts, man. I'm not a Colts fan, but I was expecting a lot more from that kid Richardson, man. Before he got hurt last season and the way he was balling out, I was expecting a lot more composure. I know this is just his second year. You know what I'm saying? A lot more leadership. I watched that game. Today, and I didn't see any of that. And as a matter of fact, that's 2 games in a row. So maybe that's who the kid is. Maybe what we saw is who he is. You know what I mean? The Lions game.
Very possible.
That one I was surprised. That game I was surprised. You know what I'm saying?
That was a close one against Tampa.
Yeah. I
wasn't too surprised. I thought Tampa could beat the Lions. I mean, Tampa looked good last week, and Baker Mayfield got his second wind under his, for his career. So he's turning a new leaf.
Yeah. He's got the right coach. But then when you think about the Lions last week, they won in overtime, man. So they struggled. It was their defense that won that game last week, and today they just laid the egg. And then let's go to the Vikings. I don't know, man. I look at it like this, and me and my youngest son, we talk about this all the time. And I tell him, as long as you got JJ on your team, man, you got a chance. As long as you got the best receiver in the game on your team, you got a chance. I don't care who they play. I don't care who's quarterbacking back there. If you get that ball to JJ, you got a chance to win. That's my opinion on the division. And right now, well, it's the Lions until they prove different, man. You know what I'm saying? They're 1-1. They're 1-1. The Vikings are the Vikings, man. You know what I'm saying? The Packers.
But you know, they just beat San Francisco. But they just beat San Francisco.
Yeah.
They just beat San Francisco, though. I mean, so that's. I mean, we may not beat San Francisco. So I mean, they're. I know we're not impressed with Sam Darnold. We're not really scared of him, but he's doing just enough to not lose them these games. You know, he's looking solid. Jefferson did. It looked like he tweaked his knee a little bit, though. I saw him hobbling off. I think during the maybe fourth quarter of the game. So I'm not sure how serious that injury was, but Vikings are 2-0 in our division right now, so they're the ones on top.
Yeah. Hey, you want to pay some bills right now, Commish? You want to pay some bills right now?
The Vikings.
Sure. Go ahead, Chef.
Let's not beat around the bush with that. That wasn't a competitive game. They beat the brakes off the 49ers.
Right.
They've looked good 2 consecutive weeks. So, I mean, the Vikings have been kind of consistently solid for the past 4 to 7 years, right? Well, let's say 3 to 5, right? If they're 2-0,
right,
there's someone to be reckoned with. I believe that the NFC Central is the toughest division in football right now.
So, all right. Well, we'll get more into it. We'll start getting into our score predictions and stuff. But before we do that, let's go ahead and pay some bills.
Yo, what you trying to be? King. Yeah, I said it. I'm trying to be king. You crazy. I'm real. King of what?
Okay, bow down. Let the trumpet sound. Roll out the red carpet, 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 roll out the red carpet.
Guys, for all your clothing and apparel, please visit In the Zone. You can customize your polos or your shirts or any one of your outfits there to kind of match whatever style you want. So go ahead and check them out. Use the promo code and let them know that the Clubhouse sent you. And also thank you to Fantasy Jocks, another one of our newer sponsors as well. Because of them, lovely championship fantasy belt behind me. So once the winner of our fantasy league, Chicago Clubhouse League, once we have the end of the season, we'll go ahead and put their name there on the belt as well. And,
you want to read some of the comments, Commish?
Sure. Let's see.
Wait, before you read all of them, just go back. Yes, just that one. Okay, no, yes, that comment right there from Frank. Okay, first of all, Notre Dame's overrated. They've been overrated for the past 25 years. So fuck the goddamn Notre Dame fighting fuck Irish. You and I went in there, got $1 million, and they whooped that ass. They take that L. Fuck Notre Dame. That's one. Two, shit does happen, but this is the NFL. Every team can be beaten. Clearly, that's why the Rams just got their ass railroaded by the goddamn Arizona Cardinals, because they can't stop the run. But fuck being sweet, the 49ers are not as good as we thought they were. Not yet, especially not with Al McCaffrey. They still and they got their asses whooped. You can say whatever you want about Sam Darnold, they got their asses whooped. It wasn't even close.
Ding, ding.
Well, there you go. Apparently, go ahead.
That's
how you really feel.
No excuses. No excuses.
The cards are real, man. The cards are real. It's not just one team they ran over. The Arizona Cardinals are for real. You know, C.J. Strauss is
Kyler Murray.
Not C.J. Strauss. Yeah, the
And
kid is for real,
Marvin
man.
Harrison Jr. looked good. Got
Yeah,
2 touchdowns
yeah.
right from the
That
jump.
team, man, that team is for real. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, the division is there. The division is there to win. You know what I'm saying? It's there. Who's playing against?
The
Who's playing
Rams are
against?
now 0-2.
Nobody.
The 49ers are 1. The Cardinals
Nobody.
are
So
1-1. That's an easier division. But hey, look,
yeah,
like
So
even on these pregame or mid-game shows, people are talking about all the upsets. Like when we talk about upsets, we talk about things that are like it's the NFL. This isn't like NIU beating Notre Dame being a top 25 team, and NIU being a mid-major team. This is, people forget, there's only 32 teams in the NFL. The worst team can beat the best team on paper any given week. That's why the saying goes, on any given Sunday. So the idea that people are taking other people lightly. This ain't the Pac-10 versus the MAC. This ain't the SEC versus the Mountain West. Let's stop. Let's cut that out. This is still the NFL, man. Teams lose every week. Don't no team go undefeated. In fact, here's the funny thing about the NFL that I've always realized. No matter how good a team is, once they lose, what's everyone going to say Monday? Can they recover from this loss? The fan base goes crazy. What are we doing, bro? Every team loses in the NFL. That's why there's only been 2 undefeated regular season teams in NFL history. You're going to lose. You just prefer to look good in the loss than to look bad in the loss. That's really what people say. Well, one to say, but they always say, "Oh my God, teams lose all the time, man." As long as you don't lose at the end.
So, what do you think? Let's go ahead and get towards into this game here as far as Amp. What is it going to take for Chicago to kind of come away? I guess I wouldn't say with an upset because Jeff just definitely told us there is no upset in the NFL. It's grown-ass men playing against other grown-ass men, and like
it's gonna take defense. It's gonna take our defense to carry us again. Our corners, and our safeties are gonna have to, just like same thing I said last week with Ridley. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say he was the fastest. I said he was more precise in his routes, and that our corners were gonna have to be on point, and our safeties are gonna have to be on point. It's the same thing. The secondary is gonna have to be on point. The linebackers are gonna have to contain CJ. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to contain him, man. Keep him in the pocket, because once the kid starts scrambling, man, it's over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if our DBs can cover digs like that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take defense. And let me say this, then I'm gonna pass it off to Coach Chef. And it's gonna take a real game plan, offensive game plan, because what we saw last week, again, I'm gonna circle back around. That game plan was for Tyson Bagent, and we all know that Tyson Bagent is not a number 1 quarterback on the Chicago Bears. That old dink and dunk and underneath stuff, and the rook scared to let it go, scared to run, throwing it sidearm. And I'm thinking, at first I told my brothers, I said, well, you know, maybe he's just used to this because of practice. You know, he's not getting touched. So he's used to just, you know, when D linemen come up on him, he knows he's not going to get hit. So he'll just throw a sidearm. Well, now this is real. You can't do that. You're not Sharon Rodgers. You're not Patrick Mahomes. You're a rookie in the NFL, and everything is faster. And Coach Chef said he has the quickest release. I didn't see that last week. I seen him holding on to the ball. I seen him holding on to the ball and scrambling, thinking that he was in college. And when he looked up, the defensive lineman was pinning him to the ground, just from holding the ball instead of throwing it out of bounds. That's what I saw. So a different game plan, use more tight ends, and the defensive, the linebackers and the DBs gotta stay in containment, man. Gotta stay in containment mode. On to you, Coach.
How about this? How about you? What do you think? What do you think, Commish?
I think definitely, like you said, the offensive line is going to need to be a hell of a lot better. Nate Davis is going to need to be solid, and they're going to need to be able to run the ball, like you said, to kind of take pressure off of them. They're still going to need help from the defense to kind of get some takeaways from CJ and kind of maybe give Caleb Williams a shorter field like they did last week. So Caleb definitely needs to protect the ball. He needs to have clearer throwing lanes too, because I thought last week there was too many batted passes at the line. Luckily, one of those that popped up in the air, Roma Doomsday was able to come down with it. But it bothered me how many batted passes there were at the line, so hopefully that gets done. But bottom line, the run game needs to get going. Need to shut down our defense, shut down their run game as well, and hold it to under 80 yards. So, you, Chef?
Hopefully I'm not lagging at this point. I think I'm having a little bit of parent issue.
You're good.
I believe we got to stop the run. Joe Mixon had 159 yards last week on 30 carries. They actually ran the ball with their running backs. I don't even think that Stephon Diggs is the biggest threat of their offense. Offensively, I think it's the Nico Collins kid. He had 100 yards last week. I know Diggs had the touchdown, but Nico Collins was eating up yards at a clip of 19 yards per catch. That's essentially almost 2 first downs worth of catches per catch, 117 yards on 6 receptions. So I think we need obviously a total defensive shutdown. You know, all the front fours got to play well without blitzing. The linebackers have to cover well. The DBs have to cover well, tackle, break on balls. But we got to get that. We got to get that pressure. And a good move for Poles made was like get the young guy from Seattle. So he had 2.5 sacks last week. And so Montez Sweat going to probably go against Laramie Tunsil, the tackle for Houston. So getting pressure is a big thing. I think we definitely need to establish a run. And I don't mean old school establish a run as far as 3 yards and climbs up. But we've got to make sure that people respect the fact that we can run the ball so Caleb can have time to get the ball out. Yeah. And I'm sorry that you don't think. You don't want to realize that the kid got the ball out, but he did. That's just the stat. They timed you from snap to ball release. I don't think he was being indecisive. I just think he was missing because it's the NFL and that was his first game. I think that the game plan has to be more on getting him settled first before we start taking a bunch of big shots down. Hey, let's throw a slant here. Let's throw a screen here that's not a tight end screen. No more tight end fucking screens. No more tight end screens. No more tight end screens. Let's throw some running back screens. Let's not run the same screen plays, 4 plays in the same first half. Like, let's have a more developed game plan and fluidity so that we can keep him out of danger. Hopefully we see some more cohesion with the offensive line, work together, especially the interior, both guards in the center, and communication. And if we can do that, then if we can stay competitive with a team that is high-powered along with it having a great defense and an outstanding coaching staff, then we can stay in this game.
Motherfucker.
Everything you just said, Coach Chef, about the rookie, number 18, takes one thing. Only takes one thing for him to achieve that. It takes heart. It takes heart. And he showed he showed a lack of that last week. It takes heart. You know what I mean? This is not college. This is not college where you can outrun D linemen, and run it and linebackers. No, it takes heart. If you see an open lane, a clear open lane, you got to let it fly. You got to let it fly. And if you don't let it fly, you got to take it yourself. You got to take that. Don't take the sack or throw it out of bounds. Somebody's dropped the ball. I don't know if it was just the kid. Let me rephrase that. Let me back up. I don't want to get ahead of myself. It was his first game as a pro. And so let's hope that he went back in there last week, looked at some films, Shane Waldron, dissected, showed him his mistakes, you know what I'm saying? And he'll come out tonight and he'll ball. It was his first game as a pro. We don't count preseason. You know what I'm saying? This is live football. Let's hope that he's, because I said it last week, that the kid has it up here. He has it up here. It's just here in the heart. Does he have it in the heart? He has it between the ears. You know what I'm saying? He made a couple of rookie mistakes last week, but the kid has it. He has it up here. It's just, does he have the heart, man? Does he have the heart? Because if he gets stuck in this rut that was last week, if we see a repeat performance like last week from him, then who are we going to point the finger at? Do we point the finger at him, or do we point the finger at Waldron? So I'm saying tonight the kid is going to ball out. I'm saying he's going to ball out. When I say ball out, I'm saying he's going to pass for at least 150 yards. That's minimum. That's minimum, right?
Well,
that's not asking much. 150 yards passing with those two running backs.
Look at what other guys, Jaden Daniels and other guys are doing. They're doing something similar. I mean, Bo Nix is doing that and stuff. But Jaden Daniels, the guy that went right after him, he's been playing at least with a lot more conviction and kind of just more confidence than Caleb has. At least the first game and then this half game 2 hours ago. So I think I was telling Easy and Mr. Chicago last night that I think if we get to week 4 and we really haven't seen any improvement from Caleb and it's kind of still kind of looking the same, I'm going to start to kind of raise my eyebrows and worry that this kid may be not who we said, kind of the quarterback that he was hyped up to be. But we'll see. And you guys want to start getting into some game predictions.
Coach Chef, it's on you, baby. What's your prediction?
Chef, you're muted.
Sorry, I was trying to look up some scores. Also, bet on games. I got the Sports FanDuel. I believe that Bears are going to lose tonight. I hope they keep it competitive. I just think that the Houston Texans are at least a year more advanced than the Bears as an entire team on 3 phases. I think their offense has been together longer, even with the new addition. I think their defenses, their talent is on the same right. I just think they're just an overall better team at this exact moment, week 2 of the 2024 NFL season. So I'm going to say that the final score is 31-17 with a late Houston score to make it look bigger than it really is. So maybe it's 24-17. Then they tack on that last touchdown probably in the last 3 to 5 minutes to kind of put the game away. But obviously, I'm hoping for the Bears to win. I want the Bears to win. If they do win, it would be a big step forward for them. See, I said somebody says I sound like I'm out of space. I thought I heard something. Anyway, but yeah, I've got the Bears losing 31-17.
31-17?
31-17.
Okay.
Yep.
That's Coach Jeff. Man, I got the Bears winning this one. 21-14. Got the Bears winning this one.
21-14. All right.
21-14. Yep.
Okay. I'm with Coach Chef here. Unfortunately, I don't think we win this one. At the beginning of the season, when we were doing our win-losses, this was one of the games where I said that I think we don't get away with it, and we end up losing this one. So I'm going to say tonight's score is going to be 27-13.
Texans?
So, Texans, yeah,
27-13.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
writing this down. So Commish has the Texans winning 27-13. Coach Chef has the Texans winning 31-17. And Amp has the Bears winning 21-14. I got it written down. So we come back.
Texans to 14 points. We just might go 4-1 over this 5-game span. Because if they can hold to 14 points, then the defense is
legit,
way better than any of us anticipated.
Okay. All right. Well,
and then we have Richard Stewart here dropping his prediction here, 20-17. Thank you, Richard.
That's my brother. That's my big brother.
Anybody else in the chat, go ahead and drop your score predictions for tonight's game. before we go ahead and log off. We want to thank everybody that was able to join us, Frank and KPAs, Jay Grizz. We appreciate you jumping in and chatting it up with us. Same thing with Logan and Leah as well. So we appreciate you guys joining us, and please don't forget to hit the like button. Go ahead, Em.
I was just about to say the same thing. Thanks everyone for joining us. Hit the like, share, subscribe. Tune in next week for our pregame show. What time is it, Commish, next week?
That's a good question. I think we're going to be at
10 o'clock.
Let me look that up real quick. Couldn't quite hear you there, Chef. It looked like you started breaking up.
I was just saying that it's going to be an early game. It's going to start at 10 o'clock Mountain Time.
Oh, okay. Then the pregame show would be from 10 Central. 10 Central. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Chef, you can do
So
it, baby. That's just 8 o'clock for you, man.
That's 7 o'clock on a Saturday, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I remember.
God, bad.
I remember many a days in the kitchen at 6 a.m. You know, starting prepping for breakfast, for that breakfast lunch, for that breakfast crowd.
Sunday's my first day
Chef,
off.
you got to be the chat.
Okay. Oh, I'm just messing with you, Coach Chef. I'm just messing with you. I know it's early, baby. I know it's early, but we'll be here. Won't we, Commish?
We sure will. Hopefully you guys will join us and you'll be here with us as well. Chef, you have a request in the chat.
There you go. All right. Hey, everybody, have a good evening.
It's so corny. Houston, we have a problem. Oh, come on. We got to come up with better slogans than that. We got to be more clever.
It's for the kids, for Logan.
We got to be more clever than that.
Hey, well, it's 7 o'clock my time. So,
these are kids' jokes. These are dad jokes.
Right.
So, guys, but yes,
everybody, thank you for coming back with us. I know that the show has been on more than a year hiatus from being on pregame for Sundays. I'm so happy that people are joining us this Sunday evening, and it's good to be with you all once again. And hopefully, as the weeks go, our content will get better and better.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
Like I said, thank you guys. Please hit the thumbs up and share and comment as well.
I'll do the thumbs up. Don't say please. Hit the thumbs up. If you're watching, you can hit the thumbs up.
Yes,
if you don't hit the thumbs up, you won't hit it.
That's right. And most importantly, share it. Not only just subscribe and hit the thumbs up, but share it. Share the content. Yes,
we appreciate all the eyeballs we can get. So,
all that.
Tomorrow night we have the fantasy football show with your boy, me, yourself, Crooked Commish here. So join us for that. That will be at 8:30 Central. And then Tuesday night we have our main show that is at 8 o'clock Central with Foulmouth and JB, T-Nick, and
Frank the Tank.
Yep, they'll go over the game here that we're going to get ready to watch. And then, like I said, we have Easy Does It. He came back. He has his Friday show, so please check out that along with the Hunt baseball show. I know baseball's kind of coming to an end, but if you're still interested in baseball, go ahead and tune into that show on Thursday nights. So, guys, any last words for our audience before we take off?
Bear down, baby. As always, bear down.
Chef?
See, I'm ready to do it. I'm going to do it. Bear down and the claw.
No. No, not the claw, Chef. Not the claw, man. Not yet. Hey, not yet, man. I mean, me personally, go ahead. Do it again, Chef. Woo. Go ahead, Commish. You? All right, fellas.
Be safe. Be good.
All right.
Take care.
You got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
And now it's all